If you have allies and they are working with you and fighting with you, and 24 hours somebody wakes up and says, "Oh, we're out." Right. Is that the right way?
Before Whoopi even opened her mouth, the tension was already thick enough to cut. Rand Paul took his seat like a soldier entering hostile ground, prepared and unflinching. The panel, poised like a firing squad. Whoopi launched first. Iran. She pressed Rand cool and measured. Actually, Turkey doesn't want Iran expanding anywhere. Israel, he countered. They can handle themselves. The room stiffened. Gasps. Then Sonny jumped in. We pay massive taxes and get nothing for free. Rand didn't flinch. That's socialism's resume. Just ask Venezuela. What started as an ambush was quickly turning into a public dissection on live TV.
Well, if you vote for a socialist, you might get socialism.
Come on, don't do that. Maduro is not a socialist. He's a corrupt, murderous thug who is starving his people.
That's not true.
That's not true? Maduro's not a thug and a murderer
it's not
who's
true.
starving his people.
Let's have a conversation here. Chavez was a socialist, and socialism was the economic system of Venezuela.
It's a kleptocracy. It's not socialism.
But here's the question is, they voted for socialism. They voted for, let me finish.
No, I can't let you finish. If you're going to say Maduro's not a murderous thug, I'm not going to finish.
Rand lit the fuse without blinking. Bernie's version of socialism wouldn't even fly in Denmark, he said. Even their prime minister said, "We're not socialists." Then came the bombshell. They taxed the working class 60%. And everyone pays a 25% sales tax. Whoopi froze, jaw clenched. The audience leaned in like a wave. If you vote for socialism, you'll get socialism. Boom. Applause thundered. Whoopi whipped her head toward the crowd, pure death glare. Anna jumped in, scrambling. You really think Democrats are Venezuela? Rand, if you vote for a socialist, you might. Whoopi snapped. Maduro's not a socialist. He's a thug, Rand nodded. That's true, Whoopi boiling. No, it's not. Don't do this to me. She threw up her hands. Cut to commercial. Live TV chaos. Panic. Unfiltered.
And I've got a bunch of neighbors and friends who know this. Don't do this to me. Don't mansplain. I'm a 47-year-old.
Thanks to Senator Rand Paul. His new book is called The Case Against Socialism, and we'll
I live in Miami. There's tens of thousands of Venezuelan exiles living there. You talk a lot about Venezuela in your new book. I get a lot of political ads from the Republican Party. Donald Trump has tweeted this. Many have tweeted this. If you vote for Democrats, they will turn the United States into Venezuela. Do you think that's a fair statement to make?
After the break, Rand dropped another truth bomb. Syria, he said. Should we stay in these wars forever? Sending our kids to die for nothing isn't leadership, it's recklessness. Joy's eyes widened. Sonny shifted in her seat. Whoopi, on edge, snapped. What about our allies? Rand didn't blink. Allies. Turkeys, knee-deep in the chaos. They're no saints. Boom. Another break. The hosts came back, red-faced. Rand. Untouched. Sonny pivoted fast. You help the rich with your tax policies. Rand fired back. The top 1% pay 40% of all income taxes. Bottom 50%. They pay nothing. Gasps rippled through the studio. Sonny, swinging. Trump doesn't even pay taxes. Rand.com. If you make under $50,000, you owe no income tax. That's IRS data, not opinion. Fact. Silence. The air practically buzzed.
If you have allies and they are working with you and fighting with you, and 24 hours somebody wakes up and says, "Oh, we're out." Right. Is that the right way to do this?
I think the way we look at wars, we don't look at
No.
No.
Is that the right way to do it?
Let me answer the question.
Okay.
When we decide whether or not we're sending our young people into harm's way, we should obey the Constitution, which says we should declare war and put them in a war theater. But let me finish.
Okay.
And here's the thing about it, is if you ask these people, Lindsey Graham and the Cheney war and all these warmongers that want to stay at war forever, who are we going to declare war on? They don't know who. We're going to declare war on Turkey, our ally?
Should we
the
ever
Free Syrian
walk
Army, our
out
ally?
in the middle? It's like walking out.
We should never be there in the first place.
That's not the question, though. No, that's all good.
But see, the left agreed with
we're
me for
in
so
there.
many years. For so many years, the left agreed with me.
I am
that
neither
these
left nor right. I'm just American. I want to know, should we be taking, should we be walking out on
Whoopi leaned in, arms crossed tight, eyes burning. Rand didn't flinch. We have a progressive tax system, he said evenly. The poor don't pay income tax. And yet, people scream about fairness. Sonny jumped in, grasping. But we don't even have free healthcare. Rand, sharp as a scalpel. Nothing. Is free Denmark. 60% income tax. 25% sales tax. Everybody pays. The crowd fell silence, some nodding, others whispering. Rand leaned forward. Let's stop pretending socialism is a fairy tale. It bankrupts nations. It crushes the middle class. Then Whoopi threw her Hail Mary. I'm not left or right time, just American. Rand met her stare. If you're just American, he said, then maybe start listening to ideas that challenge your narrative. That's what real Americans do. The crowd erupted. Whoopi speechless.
We talked about his wanting to pull troops out of Syria, and everyone saying, if we do that, we're abandoning the Kurds. That's not a good idea. And a lot of folks are saying he crossed the line with a bad decision, but you don't say that. Why?
The Turks are also allies. The Free Syrian Army were our allies for 7 years. They're allied with the Turks. The Kurds have been our allies. The Kurds, in all likelihood, are now going to be allies of Assad to try to carve out a place in Syria for themselves. It's a really complicated question. I guess from my perspective, I say, any of these people out here, their kids have to go to war. War's not a chess game. People lose their limbs and people die, and I think it's the least we owe to the kids that we're going to send into this war. Why are we going to war and who are we fighting?
But isn't there...
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. So, if you have allies and they are working with you and fighting with you, and 24 hours somebody wakes up and says, "Oh, we're out." Right. Is that the right way to do this?
Whoopi shifted gears. I've always been against regime change, she said. Rand nodded, half smiling. Then we agree. Taking out Saddam and Gaddafi didn't make us safer, made terrorism worse. Boom, a moment of clarity. The audience murmured, Joy jumped in, agitated. So we just walk away from Syria? Rand leaned in. We were never in control. You can't abandon what you never owned. Applause broke out momentum. Building, then came the emotional snap. Whoopi's voice rose, cracking. What about the people being slaughtered? That's what we left behind. Everyone started shouting. Voices piled on, clashing.